Today's event and our partnership with Vehicles for Change is just one example of the many ways that Mile One partners with nonprofits. Our work expands beyond vehicle donations, providing car seats to families, educating new drivers about the dangers of distracted driving, and providing transportation to those who are sick are just some of the ways we are transforming lives through transportation. By the end of 2024, we will have donated over $2 million back into our communities. And just this month, we launched the expansion of our Mile One Cares Community Car Seat Program, which provides 250 car seats for free to families every month. Our goal is to distribute over 2,000 car seats this year. We are honored to be doing this work in and for our communities, and we are so glad you can be here today to witness the impact. So before we do what we are all here to do, give these great cars away, we are going to kick off the festivities with the Larks, who are here to sing the Star Spangled Banner. Vehicles for Change to the podium to kick off today's festivities. Thank you.
Good morning. On behalf of Heritage, part of Mile One Auto Group, I'd like to welcome everybody to Heritage Toyota of Owings Mills. Delighted that you could join us today and help us celebrate Veterans Day. Today, we are thrilled to partner with Vehicles for Change for the 4th year in a row to present 10 cars to 10 deserving veterans. Vehicles for Change is a remarkable organization that has changed the lives of thousands of people. Mile One has donated over 200 vehicles to their organization and hired nearly 30 auto technicians from Vehicle for Change's Full Circle Training Program, which is a re-entry program for justice involved in unemployed individuals. This partnership is about changing lives. We believe access to reliable transportation is truly transformative. We wouldn't be able to do this program today without the thank and the generosity of Dent Wizard in reconditioning these cars that we'll be giving away today. And Death Wizard also is kind enough to provide a catered lunch for everybody from Mr. Barbecue at the conclusion of our event. So, before we announce the recipients of today's vehicles, I'd like to introduce Andre Carey, who's the Chief Operating Officer for Vehicles for Change, to tell us a bit more about his organization. Welcome, Andre.
As Scott said, we're happy to be participating in this event as our fourth Veterans Day Car Award. It's momentous to be here, and we're here to celebrate and support our veterans, the courageous men and women who have given so much in service to our country. This event is a reminder of the importance of community and how we can all come together and help those who have served us. At Vehicles for Change, our mission is simple but powerful: to help veterans and needy families achieve independence and mobility through car awards and automotive technician training. With reliable vehicles, many veterans can secure and maintain jobs, access health care, and meet the needs of their family. But to continue this work, we rely on the generosity of our community. That's you. And that's where you can help make a real difference today. Unfortunately, like many organizations, we're still facing the long-term impacts of COVID. We were at 200 cars donated a month before COVID, and we're lucky to break 70 vehicles, to be honest, a month now. And we can't award cars that aren't donated. We don't have many partners like Mile One who can help us by donating the cars that you see here today. So we ask you and the public to help us to get cars donated if you've got cars that are laying around. We also now accept boats, RVs, running or not, whatever you want to send us. So please, we can use your support to make sure we can carry on with our important mission. As we move on into the next phase of today's event, I have the great privilege of introducing someone who has dedicated their lives to public service and advocacy for veterans. That's Senator Will Smith, who's with us here today. Senator Smith has served in the U.S. Navy Reserve since 2009, and his military services included a deployment in Afghanistan as part of NATO-led Operation Resolute Support in 2019. He has earned numerous commendations, including the National Defense Service Medal, the Global War on Terrorism Service Medal, and the Joint Meritorious Unit Award, among others. His dedication to our veterans, both in the military and in the legislature, has made a profound impact on Maryland and beyond. So with that, please join me in welcoming to the stage someone who embodies the spirit of service, excellence, and commitment to our veterans, Senator Will Smith.
Hey, good morning, everyone. First, I want to say thank you to the veterans, especially the 10 deserving veterans that are going to be receiving their cars today, because those that step up and serve in uniform serve to really unite our country. And I know we've gone through an election, regardless of what your politics are. I think those who serve in the military understand and have an opportunity to interface with people that they would never have an opportunity to talk to or interface with. People from across the country, people from across the economic strata, people that you would never have an opportunity to serve with. And there you are, serving and wearing the same uniform in defense of our democracy, in defense of our idea, this idea of a country that we haven't yet been, but one day must be. So I want to say thank you to the veterans that step up and serve, especially the 10 veterans that are going to be receiving the cars today. I just want to say thank you to Mile One. You all are the largest auto dealer and servicer in our region, but you have taken that size and that influence and created Mile One Cares. You've given more than $2 million back to the community and created countless jobs. We need more Mile Ones in Maryland, so I'm going to work with the Secretary to make sure that we have that prosperity moving forward. Also, Vehicles for Change. You've given away 8,000 cars over the course of the year. You've serviced close to 30,000 individuals. You have helped folks come back home from re-entry and given them the tools and skills that they need to succeed and not precipitate. And so from our branch to yours, thank you so much for everything you've done, and we want to continue to make sure that you succeed as well. Look, in Maryland we have close to 300, Mr. Secretary, correct me if I'm wrong, close to 360,000 veterans in Maryland. And if you ask them through surveys what the biggest challenge is through reintegration from active duty, but then also just being a veteran in Maryland, it's access to healthcare and transportation. Those two things are interconnected. The cars and the vehicles that you all provide to our veterans are going to make that happen. It's going to unleash economic opportunity for them. It's going to make sure that folks can have casual and recreational time with their families, but more importantly, it's going to make sure that those veterans have an opportunity to take care of themselves and their families. So this is a very important event today, and I just want to say thank you from the bottom of my heart. This is really, really special. And with that, it is my honor and pleasure to introduce our Secretary of Veterans Affairs here in Maryland from the Department of Veterans Affairs, Secretary Woods. He is a West Point graduate and a distinguished veteran, also a graduate of Harvard University and the Maryland Smith School for Business. He has worked to make Maryland the most veteran-friendly state, along with our governor, in the nation. And I want to say thank you for your service, and it's my honor to introduce you. Welcome to the stage, Mr. Secretary.
Senator Smith, thank you very much. Really appreciate you being here and for your leadership. I know I'm standing between us and potentially a Mission Barbecue lunch and the part that we're actually out here for, so I'm going to keep my remarks very brief. I just wanted to say a huge thank you. It's Veterans Day. Just a few days ago, I like to celebrate Veterans Week and Veterans Month, and so I'm going to continue doing that. And there's no better way to do that than the generosity that you're showing. It's my privilege to be here and represent Governor Moore and the Moore-Miller administration. One of the things that I've pointed out is that we are very fortunate as a state to have 14 military installations, 350,000 veterans, 60,000 or so active duty service members, and then their families as well. And what that creates is a really wonderful community that is contributing to the state of Maryland economically, civically, serving in the legislature, serving in our law enforcement, teachers, coaches, all those wonderful things. Governor Moore and I realize that we want to do everything that we can to make Maryland the best state to be a member of the military-connected community. And what that means is making phrases like "thank you for your service" means something. It means going beyond the words, which is a wonderful sentiment, and turning that into action. And that is what today represents. Governor Moore challenged me and my department to do that, and so for us, it looks like policy and legislation. Cutting taxes for our military retirees, providing a pathway for free dental care and health care for members of our National Guard. Just last year, we passed 24 bills working with Senator Smith and our legislature that positively impact veterans, military families, and service members. And so with that kind of progress, that's us trying to do our part, but Mile One and Vehicles for Change are showing that nonprofits and corporations are going to step up and do their part to say thank you for your service and make Maryland a place where our veterans want to stay when they transition out of the service. So with that, thank you so much to the veterans. Thank you for your service, and we're looking forward to what's coming next. Thank you.
Senator Smith, Secretary Woods, thank you so much for your comments and for being here and joining us today. Giving back to the community is core to our One Auto Group. By donating cars, we are transforming lives through our partnership with Vehicles for Change. In the past 8 years, we've donated vehicles to veterans, mentioned it's our 4th year, frontline workers, single parents, families, and medical professionals. Today, we want to continue this tradition. In honor of Veterans Day, 10 local individuals will be given the freedom to more easily get to their jobs, get to doctor's appointments, grocery stores, get their children off to school, activities, and so much more. Having reliable transportation will allow them to travel on their own schedule, therefore allowing them more time to spend with their families. Our recipients are all hardworking people whose lives are impacted by their lack of access to transportation. Heritage is pleased to be able to provide each of them with a vehicle so they can now spend less time commuting and more time enjoying family and friends. Today is a reminder of the potential that all of us have to make an impact in our communities. We're doing our part with our deep connection to Vehicles for Change. So this time, I'd like to call upon Arione Land. Arione is one of today's recipients. We would ask her to come up to the podium, tell us a bit more about her journey and what this award means to her. Arione?
Good morning, everybody. First and foremost, I'd like to thank God for bringing me here and allowing us all to be here as one today. First, I would like to thank all of you for being here today and to Vehicles for Change and Mile One Auto Group for giving me the keys to my new vehicle. I joined the Army the day after graduating high school in 2008. For me, it was my only option. But looking back, I'm so grateful I did it. It taught me responsibility, discipline, and the importance of understanding that everyone is facing challenges that we might not see. Since leaving the military, I've had my share of struggles, but I've always kept going, especially for my family. I'm married with 4 children, and like any parent, I want the best for them, but life isn't always easy. For the past few years, I've been relying on public transportation, taking the bus back and forth to work. It would take me at least 2 hours to get to my destination. It's a long journey, up to 2 hours each way, just to make sure I can provide for my family in the best possible way. But today, I'm so incredibly thankful to Vehicles for Change and Mile One Auto Group. I'm getting a car that will make my life so much easier. I'll be able to get to work, get my kids to their activities, drive to the beach, and most importantly, make it to doctor's appointments on time. This car is going to be a game changer for me. I also want to encourage my fellow veterans out there, don't hesitate to reach out for help. There are programs that can help make a difference, and you don't have to go through this alone. Thank you all.
Thank you, Ms. Lynn. You know, the stories that we hear here are they're heartwarming. They bring a tear to my eye every year we do this. It's incredible just to hear the stories and to truly hear what these cars mean to these folks. And some of the stories you hear, some of the fees that these veterans are paying to the Ubers and Lyfts of the world. We have car payments that are half of that go out here every day. People are spending $500, $600, $700, $800 a month on Uber and Lyft fees. So to be able to do this is a wonderful thing. So again, thank you, Ms. Lynn. Thank you for your service. At this time, it's really why we're all here and what we've all been waiting for. We would like to begin the 10 recipient awards. And I would also ask if the key handlers, who we would also like to introduce you to the special key handlers today, would go to their assigned vehicles. Okay. I'm going to do the first 5 and then turn it over to Marty Schwartz, who we didn't think would make it today. Marty's the CEO of Vehicles for Change. And Marty will do the last 5. Okay. Our first recipient, Jacques Alexander, is an Army veteran currently residing in Baltimore County. Jacques has dedicated much of his life to serving his country and building a strong family foundation. Jacques' military service shaped his commitment to perseverance, responsibility, and community. Receiving a car is more than just a means of transportation. It represents a newfound sense of liberty and security. With the ability to commute to and from work with ease, Jacques looks forward to regaining the freedom to travel wherever he needs, whether it's for his daily routine, weekend getaways, or family vacations. The first people he plans to visit are his mother and grandchildren, reinforcing the importance of family in his life. Bryson Chu, who is a veteran and also the general manager of this Heritage Toyota store right here, will present the keys to Mr. Alexander. Next, we have Ariel Land, who you just heard up here at the podium, a proud Army vet, a mom, a resident of Salisbury, Maryland, whose resilience and determination have always driven her to face challenges head-on. Throughout her service, Ariel learned the value of independence. Now, as a civilian, she's excited to embrace that same strength as she navigates her post-service life. Receiving a vehicle will provide her with the freedom to take care of personal and professional matters with without relying on others. The first thing Ariane plans to do with her new car is to take a quiet moment to reflect on the kindness and generosity she has experienced. After that, she looks forward to returning home, getting back to work with a renewed sense of purpose. Presenting the keys to Miss Land is Jared Kruger, Director of Operations and Training for Defender One. Defender One is a huge supporter of Vehicles for Change. Okay, our third recipient, Tammy Smith, a proud U.S. Army veteran living in Fruitland, Maryland. A dedicated mother of 5, Tammy has always demonstrated strength, resilience, and a commitment to her loved ones. For Tammy, receiving a vehicle will allow her to save money, as she won't need to rely on Uber for transportation. This newfound financial freedom will help her reach her goal of buying her own home. Having a car also means greater independence, enabling her to take care of everyday tasks like going to the grocery store, which in turn brings her closer to achieving the stability she desires. Presenting the keys to Ms. Smith is James Martin, also a veteran and good friend to Vehicles for Change.
I'm Smith, so I'll stand in there.
Next, we have Michelle Miller, a proud veteran of the Army 82nd Airborne Division, and also currently residing in Fruitland, Maryland. Having served her country with dedication and honor, Michelle now faces the challenge of navigating life without the freedom to travel independently. Michelle looks forward to managing her own transportation to work with, her own transportation to work and to doctor's appointments, removing the need to rely on others for help. Her first trip will likely be to work, but Michelle has bigger plans for the future. She dreams of making a summer trip to the beach, embracing the joy of travel that most of us take for granted. Tim Forloy, Det Lizard's Director of Operations, will present the keys to Ms. Miller. Okay, our fifth recipient, Keith Sedan, who's currently serving in the U.S. Army. Keith lives in Anne Arundel County. This vehicle will provide Keith transportation, making it much easier to commute to work, attend medical appointments, and participate in community activities without the stress of relying on others for rides. It will also allow him to plan family outings and trips. Keith's first journey with the car will be to visit friends he hasn't seen in a while. His wife will be able to return to her book club. They will also be able to take their very active and curious 2-year-old to the library, a place she loves. For Keith and his family, this car is a getaway to living a more connected, independent, and fulfilling life. Presenting the keys to Keith, Senator Will Smith.
Thank you, Scott. Just real quick, again, I would like to say thank you to Mom One. Records like this are really difficult to come by, and it was interesting. Most of the time, when we get a partner, I have to go out and find them and beg them and have them come on. Mom One, 8-9 years ago, came to Vehicles for Change and said, "We love what you're doing, and we want to be part of what you do." And so I can't thank Scott and Steve and the Mom One team enough for what they do for Vehicles for Change. So with that, and I also apologize for being late. Like a really smart, organized person, I needed a passport this morning to go out of the country tomorrow, and I had to get my passport. So, but you can get pretty quick from the passport office to here, as long as there's no cars in front of you. Our sixth recipient is Devontae McQueen Riley, a dedicated Air Force veteran living in Baltimore City who's prioritized serving his community. With a strong sense of responsibility, he has worked tirelessly to support veterans' outreach programs that help those transitioning back to civilian life. With theme that we hear, how many veterans are always helping veterans. Despite having a job lined up, the lack of transportation kept him from beginning his career. However, thanks to this program, he is now ready to turn a new chapter in his life into success. Devoted father, Devontae plans to use his vehicle not only to attend work, but also visit his mother on the other side of Maryland, a trip he has longed to take. Secretary Anthony Woods, thank you, Secretary, will present the keys to Devontae. Recipient. I got all these nice easy names. Roy Hill. Roy is a native of Silver Spring, a proud Navy veteran. For Roy, receiving a car represents independence and the freedom to pursue his personal and professional goals with greater ease. No longer relying on public transportation or other rides, he will now have the flexibility to manage his time and priorities more effectively. The car will also enhance his ability to stay active and committed to his health goals. As someone who values fitness, all right, Roy's first step will be Gold's Gym. For Roy, receiving this represents an opportunity to unlock a greater career potential, securing a higher paying job, and live life on his own terms. With no children of his own, Roy is focused on his own ambitions and path ahead. And this car will be a powerful tool to help him get there. Tom Parker, Managing Director of the Potomac Group of Truist Investment Services and a huge partner of Vehicles for Change, and veteran, will present the keys to Mr. Hill. Our 8th recipient, Raphael Mason, is a Navy veteran living in Anne Arundel County. Where else should Navy veterans live but in Anne Arundel County, right? Whose service has shaped his unwavering sense of discipline, dedication, and community. Raphael is focused on building a stable future for his family. One key to unlocking that future is transportation. He's about to receive a great car which will not only ease his daily commute, but also reduce the financial burdens that come with inconsistent transportation. For Raphael, this car will provide the freedom and flexibility to pursue career opportunities and actively participate in his community. Receiving this car means more to Raphael than can express. He likens it, listen to this, to the pride he felt when he first joined the military and boarded his first ship. Wow. Jessica Cavanaugh, President and CEO of Vet Links, and our own Laura DePaula, our new Director of Corporate Community Relations and a Navy veteran, will present the keys to Mr. Mason. Oh no. Well, see, transportation is always an issue. Our 9th recipient, Aisha Clatterbuck, is a U.S. Air Force veteran living in Baltimore City. Aisha work revolves around providing essential services to veteran clients. How about that? With a new vehicle, she looks forward to greater freedom and independence, no longer relying on family, friends, or often unpredictable MTA transportation. Aisha's role is physically demanding. She frequently walks long distance while managing personal and professional responsibilities. Owning a car will not only ease the toll on her body, but also provide peace of mind, safety, and the flexibility to navigate her daily life more efficiently. Aisha is a proud grandmother, and she is excited for the positive changes this new chapter will bring to her personal and professional life. Emmett Roberts, veteran and friend of Vehicles for Change, will present the keys to Ms. Clatterbuck. Andre Twilley is a proud Army veteran from Salisbury, Maryland. A long trip for you to come up from Salisbury, Andre. Thank you. Andre has always valued independence and self-reliance, but the lack of transportation continues to be a significant obstacle. And those of us who know about Salisbury understand that there is no public transportation, so a car is vital in there. For Andre, having a vehicle will give him the flexibility to travel, manage his commitments, and care for his own needs. When asked about his first trip, Andre plans to drive himself to work, an exciting step toward gaining his routine and self-sufficiency. With his car, Andre is not just gaining transportation, he's gaining the freedom to take charge of his future. Presenting the keys to Andre is George Faze, a great friend of Vehicles for Change and veteran. As always, tradition with our program when we award cars, we ask our recipients to get into their car, and we as an audience will count to 3 and yell start their engines, and they will all start their cars at the same time.
Wait.
Oh, now wait. We didn't inform them well enough. All right, folks, ready? 1, 2, 3. Start your engines. Thank you all very much for coming. We really appreciate you being here. Happy Veterans Day, everyone. Thank all our veterans for their service. We have lunch